What's up, guys? Abstract Tiger Productions here. I'm Chris.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with another RWBY reaction. I forgot what we're doing. And this week we're doing episodes 9 and 10. So, last time we had episode 8, which... What happened?
Episode 8. The episode... I can't read my own handwriting. John ran into RWBY midair. They were assigned Team Juniper and Team RWBY.
Ah, yes.
Team Juniper was set up with... Wow. I can't read my own handwriting. Really bad.
Well, obviously Jean.
Okay. Oh
well,
my
if you
gosh.
think about the
Okay.
Juniper,
Yeah.
JNPR, Jean,
Yeah, John,
Nora,
Nora, and
Ren.
Ren. That's an N. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And Team RWBY is RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yang.
Who would have thought? I would never have guessed that.
Right. It's like totally not the name of the show. And at the very end of the
Sarcasm
episode...
mode.
Yeah. At the very end of the episode, Roman Torchwick, also affectionately known as that ginger guy, shows back up.
Yes. So.
And it looks like he's planning some form of big city heist across the entire area. He was looking at a map of the entire city.
Yep.
So.
We also had a fight between a scorpion and a bird. Not the scorpion versus the bird, but a fight against a scorpion and a bird.
Right.
Gigantic bird, yes.
I don't have anything in here about that fight.
I think at one point you just kind of, I'm giving up on taking notes.
I got in trouble for taking notes, so I'm not going to do that anymore.
All right, well, let's get started with our today's first episode, number 9.
All right.
Numero 9. I don't know why I'm doing that.
9.
9! Sorry.
Niet.
That is, neither of those mean 9 in either of their respective languages. So, all right, that's not going in. Moving on.
Neuf is French.
Yeah,
I'm helping.
okay. I didn't have that option whenever I was choosing foreign language. It was just Spanish or nothing. Anyways, moving on. That's not important right now.
He didn't even learn English. We had to teach it to him.
Yeah, no, haha. All right. From the very beginning of the episode, I'm not doing the cut and edited thing with, and whenever I edit this. So, yay, future me, this is for you. And 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go. That was. I guess as soon as we get more variants or different themes, we'll see which one you like the best.
Yeah.
So, jeez.
I forgot how much of a jam the song was.
And here we are. Actually sleeping in beds this time.
Right?
Good morning, Team RWBY! What in the world is wrong with you? Now that you're awake, we can officially begin our first order of business. Excuse me? Decorating! What?
We still have to unpack.
Oh.
And clean.
And
All right! Weiss, Blake, Yang, and their fearless leader, RWBY, have begun their first mission. Bonsai! Bonsai!
I'm so confused already. I thought Blake was the antisocial one.
well. Everybody's ninjas of love, okay? I forgot that was a thing. No, that's not.
I'm pretty sure that would be against school regulations, but sure.
This isn't going to work.
It is a bit cramped.
Maybe we should ditch some of our stuff.
Or we could ditch the beds
What?
and replace them with bunk beds. That sounds incredibly dangerous.
And super awesome.
It does seem efficient.
Well, we should put it to a vote. I think we just did. Objective complete.
What the junk?
Right. Our second order of business is.
Was this suspended in midair by a rubber band?
A rope.
Now we have a
Oh, okay.
business together today.
That's still not much
And
better.
we've got a what? Did you say 9 o'clock? It's 8:55, you dunce. To class.
Class?
Very Scooby-Doo-esque.
We're gonna be late.
Same.
Monsters, demons, prowlers of the night. Yes, the creatures of Grimm have many names, but I merely refer to them as prey. And you shall too upon graduating from this prestigious academy. Now, as I was saying, Vale, as well as the other 3 kingdoms, are safe havens in an otherwise treacherous world. Our planet is absolutely teeming with creatures that would love nothing more than to tear you to pieces. And that's
That's
where
comforting
we
to know.
Huntsmen, huntresses, individuals who have sworn to protect those who cannot protect themselves. From what you ask? Why, the very world.
Hey, yeah.
That is what you are training to become. But first, a story. A tale of a young, handsome man. Me. When I was
Saw that coming.
Blah, 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 blah.
My grandfather was a wise man. Peter, he told me. In the end, the Beowulf was no match for my sheer tenacity, and I returned to my village with the beast in captivity and my head held high, celebrated as a hero. The moral of this story? A true huntsman must be honorable. A true huntsman must be dependable. A true huntsman must be strategic, well-educated, and wise. So, who among you believes themselves to be the embodiment of these traits?
I do, sir.
Well then, let's find out. Step forward and face your opponent.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. Yep. That was episode 9, and I'm putting stuff over here. Oops.
I
Anyways.
waited till the end of the episode to take notes. Just that. And I have one note. I blinked and it was over.
Yes, it was
That
very
was
short.
very short.
Yes. I mean, probably the only thing that you really got important was, well,
They can't build bunk beds?
they did what they could with what they had. So,
Where'd they find the rope?
I have no idea. Hammer space somewhere? You're not supposed to question these things.
Well, I'm sitting here like they made noises of a truck backing up and hammers and a jackhammer and, you know, all those fun little construction sound effects. And it was still the same setup, but they suspended one of the beds with a rope.
And
I'm
the
like,
others were stacked on top of books.
yeah,
On top of the
Yeah.
other bed.
yeah.
But yeah.
Who was that professor? I heard his
That
name. He
was
was Peter, but he never said the name. Unless I missed it.
I think it was written on Ruby's paper there.
Oh, okay.
He's Professor Peter Port.
Like the alcohol, P-O-R-T?
Or like the shipyard port. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Peter or Peter. Yes. Port. P-O-R.
Well, I didn't know if it was
No.
not trying to be any kind of way, but I didn't know if it was making fun of his size. Because
No,
he was
no,
portly.
no. Well, maybe, I don't know. Sure, if you want to go that well with it, sure, why not?
Maybe it's in Monty's Bible.
Yeah, which is locked in a in a
Triple secure vault
secure
in the
vault
Rooster Teeth
somewhere
headquarters.
that's more secure than Fort Knox, probably.
Probably.
Anyways,
So Professor Port,
yes,
Weiss is already very annoyed with Ruby.
yes, as evidenced by every time that he mentioned a characteristic of a true leader, RWBY was kind of doing the opposite thereof.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how they had the animatic of her picking her nose when she only has a nostril.
Well,
So that was kind of funny. It was like this.
limitations at the time. It's first season.
No, I got you. I just thought it was funny. Like they zoomed in on her and the fingers are doing nothing except just rubbing her nose. But that's my style. That's my style of humor. I thought that was funny.
It's implied. They don't have to show the actual finger of the nose. But, yes.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jean is the one in charge of Juniper, right?
Yes, he is their leader.
Yeah, okay. So they picked Jean and Ruby,
Yes.
which are the two oddest choices for team leaders.
But who's going to argue with the headmaster?
I have a feeling Weiss has a problem with this situation at the moment.
Well.
But yeah, again, is it just me, or was there like a personality shift for Blake?
Well,
Because like she went from the
I mean,
I'll just do it because you told me to yee, and I'm like,
everybody's.
was she just tired because they had to sleep
Probably.
in the
I would imagine so.
hall?
Yes.
Like I don't know.
And then she was, on mission, had to focus on that. And everybody's allowed their moment of silliness, regardless of how, serious they are.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like Blake went from having like RMF, resting mad face, to
I wouldn't
to,
call it mad face.
like-
I would call it more like apathy face. But okay.
yeah. Well, I'm saying like she seemed like she was just annoyed with everybody. To now she's like bunk beds, I'm down, and I'm like,
Well,
but I don't know.
I guess a good night's sleep will do good for anybody,
That's true.
especially after fighting a giant scorpion and a giant bird.
Yes.
So,
And the way they took out Giant Scorpion and Giant Bird were really cool.
yeah. All right, let's get into the next episode 10,
Yes.
and see what happens next.
All right.
And why?
No notes.
What happens with Weiss after her volunteering? Who has this? Thinks they have this.
Yeah.
And my experience with school, when the teacher says, "Who thinks they have this?" and you raise your hand, it usually goes badly.
See, I was the opposite. I volunteered for everything, and most of the time, I wasn't wrong. Like I don't mean to be that guy, but like there was times where like I'd be in math or something like that, and I would actually prove the teacher wrong. Like I was that kid.
I wouldn't be.
I was
that's not
that
what
kid.
But I wouldn't do that. But whatever. Anyways, all right. Let's get ready for the next episode. Starting in 3, 2, 1, play. Here we are. Picking up right where we left off.
Go Weiss!
I wonder if they have a no dust rule in
Yeah.
school.
Represent Team RWBY!
like his guy.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool little axe.
It's an axe and a blunderbuss.
Wow, wasn't
A blunder
expecting
axe.
that.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I was thinking like a trumpet of some sort, like a bugle. But that's a good point.
Bold new approach. I like it.
Come on, Weiss, show it who's boss.
See?
Oh, now what will you do without your weapon?
Weiss, go for its belly. There's no armor underneath. Stop telling me what to do.
Oh!
Oh, Digimon that does that.
I was thinking more of like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Oh, it appears we are indeed in the presence of a true huntress in training. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today.
Interesting.
Be sure to cover the assigned readings and
So they don't have a no dust roll.
stay vigilant. Class dismissed.
Well, I mean, it's like having Hogwarts and there being like a no magic rule. I mean,
Well, since they were talking about how dangerous dust can be and all that, like the explosions and all that.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? You're supposed to be a leader, and all you've been so far is a nuisance. What did I do? That's just it. You've done nothing to earn your position. Back in the forest, you acted like a child, and you've only continued to do so.
Weiss, where is this coming from?
What happened to all the talk about working together? I thought you believed in acting as a team. Not a team led by you. I've studied and trained, and quite frankly, I deserve better. Ozpin made a mistake.
Spoken like
Ouch.
every true Blue Ranger in
Now that didn't
history.
seem to go very well.
Is she right? Did you make a mistake?
That remains to be seen.
Professor Port,
Ah, Miss Shani. And to what do I owe this fine pleasure?
I enjoyed your lecture.
Of course you did, child. You have the blood of a true huntress in you.
You really think so?
Most surely. Something's troubling you.
Yes, sir.
Dear girl, confess to me your strife.
Well,
you say it like that. It was weird.
That's preposterous.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's only been one day. Ruby, I've made more mistakes than any man, woman, and child on this planet. But at this moment, I would not consider your appointment to leader to be one of them. Do you?
Excuse me?
I've believed in Professor Osmond for many years, and the man's never once led me astray.
So you would just blindly accept his decision even after seeing how exceptional I am?
With all due respect, your exceptional skill on the battlefield is matched only by your poor attitude.
How
Ooh,
dare
Max.
you?
My point exactly. I see a girl before me who has spent her entire life getting exactly what she wanted.
That's not even remotely true. Well, not entirely true.
Being a team leader isn't just a title you carry into battle, but a badge you wear constantly. If you are not always performing at your absolute best, then what reason do you give others to follow you?
So the outcome did not fall in your favor. Do you really believe that acting in such a manner would cause those in power to reconsider their decision? So instead of fretting about what you don't have, savor what you do. Hone your skills, perfect every technique, and be not the best leader, but the best person you can be.
You've been burdened with a daunting responsibility, Ruby. I advise you take some time to think about how you will uphold it.
Bunk beds. Aw.
Weiss, I was studying and then I fell asleep. I'm sorry. How do you take your coffee? I don't. Answer the question. Cream and 5 sugars.
Don't move.
Cream and fight.
Here. Thanks, Weiss.
Ruby, I think you have what it takes to be a good leader.
Just know that I am going to be the best teammate you will ever have. Good luck studying. That's wrong, by the way. Hey, Ruby? Uh-huh. I always wanted bunk beds as a kid.
I haven't expected it to fall as soon as she shut the door. Okay, so
All right. And
that was also a very short episode. How long was that?
Yeah, that was about 6 minutes, 7 minutes or so.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So
was
Professor Port
Yeah.
went from like in episode 9, he was like that one professor that like everybody dreads to have. Like all he does is talk about himself and how awesome he is and all this kind of stuff. And then he turned out to be like a really, really cool mentor.
Yeah.
Like, of course we didn't choose you. Like,
Yeah.
you're the one that probably most deserves it, so we wanted to give it to someone else. Like, I love that mindset, especially coming from the whole military background.
Yeah. Well, in the fact that it's her slightly pompous attitude also would have
Right,
affected
yeah.
her. I mean, because she does come from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
If you remember back when the first couple of episodes, when she was first arrived, and her family, the Schnee family, the Schnee Dust Company is like the biggest
Right.
exporter of dust in the world. So you can imagine, but you do get a tiny bit of sense of what her home life was and what everybody thinks it was. But that's for future future stuffs.
One thing I did find really interesting, and I was talking through the battle and I didn't think about it. I'm really surprised that they can use dust, because, and it's not the whole I liked your Hogwarts reference, but I was thinking more of like because they say when you use it in confined spaces it can be dangerous because of the explosive properties. I figured that it would be like a
restricted substance or something? Or
like you can only use it in certain situations,
okay.
like out in in the
like in the-
military. Obviously,
okay.
you wouldn't do grenade training inside a building.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Like something like
yeah.
that. Like
Even
you
though
have to be out in the field, and that's the only time you can use dust because of that. So the fact that she was able to use it in that battle was interesting to me.
Yeah,
After we saw how big of an explosion it can make.
Right, but granted, what I would imagine the cartridges in her cylinder, I guess for lack of a better term, on her rapier.
Yeah.
I don't. It's enough to do whatever she needs it to do, as opposed to like the big vial or whatever that she had that caused Ruby to explode or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would imagine there's also a difference between like a crystallized version versus like just a powder.
Yeah. Also, another question. Sorry, I didn't.
Okay.
Another question in regards to that. What about aura? Is aura authorized on school grounds on campus?
I would imagine so. Yes.
Okay. Because we saw some pretty crazy aura stuff going on.
As the season goes on, your questions I'm sure will be answered a little bit better than I can, but I can say yes because I mean, just relating this back to Hogwarts. I mean, yes. I mean, they do have the I don't know. I've only watched maybe like bits and pieces of several of the different movies. I've never actually sat down and watched the entire movie series all intentionally. But I know enough about it. You can stop that now. But I know enough about it that by osmosis,
I want to do a reaction with you now. of you watching the Harry Potters. Let's go. Like, that's... Ooh.
Ugh.
That's surprising that you have not seen them. Sorry, go ahead.
But you have the different aspects of it. You have the potion place. You have the incantations. You have PE class, essentially. What would you call riding the brooms?
Quidditch. The sport's called Quidditch, but no, teaching you how to ride brooms is an actual like course, like driver's training.
Okay. Oh wow. So it's
it's
driver's
like,
ed.
Yeah. Well,
so it's broomer's ed.
Until they get to the age where they're authorized to apparate.
Right.
That's their primary function of travel, is broomsticks.
Okay. But I would imagine, yes, you would be able to use your aura because that's actually part of you.
Yeah, I got you.
And, and like, I think in episode past or something like that, by the time, people get to this level, I mean, you're going to be somewhat proficient with it. So it's not going to be like, like a 3-year-old, like a toddler or something, like wandering out in the middle of the class or whatever and trying to use like dust or something like that. They're gonna be a little bit more controlling with it, except for Jean.
I was literally about to say I could say one name and you'll know exactly what I'm saying.
Jean
is who I'm afraid of.
He's just a little behind in some areas, but
I think the one who has the most control over their both aura and their ability to use dust would be Ren. Like, he's very static across the board.
Yeah, he's pretty level-headed. I would
having
also
to put up with
probably
Nora, yeah.
I'm queen of the castle.
I was a little bummed out. Okay, so quick question, possibly dumb question: are the dorms co-ed? Because when they peeked their head out, when they peeked their head out the door, it was all of Team Juniper in one room. Okay,
yes. The co-ed.
Okay, and thank you for telling me that. By the way, I never made that connection with Juniper or JNPR.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's the same way with RWBY.
Yeah, that makes sense to me because it's the name of the show. But JNPR never made sense.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add that to my side notes here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying, people.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's fine.
When
it's
episodes
all
are
part
6
of the
minutes,
thing,
it's really hard for me to remember what happened, like, previously.
Right. Still, it's I had a thought. I just blanked on the thought. It was something reliant to the naming, but I guess it's not that important right now. If I think about it,
I was saying they seem to use acronyms a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, Team Juniper and Team RWBY.
Yeah. But we also had not just Professor Port talking to Weiss about the decision, but we also had
Professor Ozpin talking to RWBY about
the burden of having leadership.
Yeah, I liked his line there. I've made more mistakes than any man, woman, or child on the face of this planet. Like, I liked that line a lot because it just alludes to what he's had to do as a huntsman himself to become headmaster of the Huntsman Academy. Like, Beacon?
Yes.
Beacon Academy, yeah. So, I found that really interesting.
Vale, yes.
Yes, Vale. They said that multiple times, but it kept, like, not sticking. Yeah, so Beacon Academy.
Yeah. So, yeah. And obviously they resolve, RWBY and Weiss, they resolve their differences to a certain extent, even though Weiss did say that was wrong.
Yeah. I really thought, like, I thought it was going to be like a little petty, like, little cute, like, almost sisterly moment, not because I know that RWBY and Yang are sisters, but I thought it was going to be a sisterly moment. It was like, how do you take your coffee? Cream and 5 sugars. She hands her this, and it's just straight black.
Ugh.
And says, that's better for you, or something like that. Like, I didn't think she would actually, like... Also, is that just a normal campus cup? Because the only time I'd seen one up until this point was the one that Professor Ozpin walks around, and yet they both had coffee cups.
Yeah,
with the same
and
logo.
If I remember, you might be able to order it on the Rooster Teeth store website. go check that out. There's plenty of
I
RWBY
think it's a
merch.
cool design.
That's
I'd
where
do it.
these two came from. I ordered them off of them, but
Oh, nice.
yeah. In fact, over there I have an actual RWBY mug. I don't know if you can see it from here. I might have to set it out.
I don't know if I see it or not. Is it the white one?
No, the white one.
Oh, no, the black one.
Yeah.
Duh, I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, I can't tell what the white one is.
yeah.
I don't have my glasses on.
Maybe I might set it out in a future video or something. Maybe. But, I don't know how well it'd show up on camera,
That's-
but yeah, you can actually, mugs, shirts. Anyways, that's all on store.roosterteeth.com. So, look at that. But
Yeah. Link will be provided in the.
yeah, there will be a
below.
link down there. Yeah,
That's all I have because they were only
was-
like 10-minute episodes.
Well,
or
not even
10.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say less than 10-minute
Yeah.
episodes.
so yeah, that's a little 2-episode arc, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
With Weiss feeling more entitled, or feeling entitled, and
Didn't
Ruby's
get any more
actually
Roman.
what?
I was saying we didn't get any more Roman yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But maybe next time. But until then, be sure to like and subscribe and then hit that bell so you do not miss an episode when they come out. I don't really have anything else other than that. So until next time, bye-bye and be blessed.